back with another video for you guys on this Monday. And in this topic, we're going to talk about how narcissist mothers ruin their daughters. This is a very serious thing. This is usually what happens to these young females that grow up to then be narcissistic, to then ruin other people. It's a whole, it stems way back. It stems way back. I'm gonna break it down from the very start to the very end of it. So this is how it happens, and like some shit even happened to the mother once upon a time, and that's why she raises her daughter like this. It's a whole fucking, whatever you want to call it, it's just a big rotation that needs to come to an end. Somebody got to put it to an end, or it's going to be like a generational curse that just continues and continues and continues, and it'll forever be this way. So listen up to this video. A narcissist mother usually starts off by discarding the good man that is in her life. Alright? For whatever reason. She is still herself, a child on the inside. This guy might grow up, or not grow up, this guy might go on in life, the father, not being there in his daughter's life, not being around because he is pissed off at the mother for doing the shit that she did. We're talking about narcissistic women here, guys. Okay? I know there's narcissistic fathers too, but we're talking about the mother situation right now because I've seen this shit happen. Not seen this shit happen, but I've witnessed it happening by figuring out the truth of who these people were and their backstory. Because I'm a crafty individual myself, I ask a lot of questions to girls that I talk to. So I see all these situations for what they really are, and now I'm breaking it down for you guys. So let's continue. This girl's going to grow up without her father, without a father figure in her life, without the right direction. She is not given the right direction in life because the main person that is supposed to be there is not there. Every strong female needs a strong father. Every female, period, needs a strong father. Otherwise, there's going to be little holes in her life. Because if you just grow up with a mother itself, you're going to have holes in your life. There's no doubt about it. And you can fix those holes. But a lot of females don't, because they don't even understand what's happening. They don't even understand this shit themselves. So they just carry on in life thinking they know, but they really don't know shit. So this young girl grows up being raised by a single mom. That is the narcissistic mother. This mother ruins her daughter 10 times out of 10 times. If some young girl grows up being raised by a narcissistic mother, and her only, she is ruined 10 times out of 10 times. Because she is going to grow up with the mentality that her mother has, with all the narcissistic traits that her mother has. She's going to bring her own daughter up like this to make her believe that life is like this, and it's this way, and it's supposed to be this way. Right? This is what happens. Her mother hurt men herself in her life. Her own mother hurt her father. And a lot of people want to switch this around and blame the father for not being there. But the mother is the one who was batshit crazy. The mother is the one that really fucked things up. She probably cheated. She probably did this. She probably did that. Right? And you hear it a lot, guys. You hear this a lot. You hear this a lot. People blame the father for not being there. Do you not think he'd be there if things were good? Do you not think he'd be there with the woman that he had a child with if she wasn't batshit crazy? Right? Yes, he would be. He's a good man. He has a new woman in his life. They're perfectly fine. He didn't know what he was dealing with himself when he got this girl pregnant, but he did. And he was with her for quite some time and figured her out. And now he's gone because he knows who she is. And now this woman, this narcissistic mother, is grown up. And she has her daughter. And she's going to raise her daughter by herself. She might even have a boyfriend. Who knows? In this case, and what I'm saying, didn't at the time. As life went on, she got a boyfriend. But it's too late now. Right? And there's so many different scenarios that happens to different people in so many different ways. It's crazy. What would be in a young girl's best interest is if this narcissistic mother got a good man in her life, a good boyfriend, when her daughter was at a very, 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 very young age. And this man grew up with this young daughter and raised her right and told her the right things, let alone still having that narcissistic mother in her life. At least she's around some normal types of energy, right? Not just the mother. So 10 times out of 10 times, guys, the narcissistic mother, the single mother, ruins her daughter. There's no questions about it. You can't grow up in your right mind being this way and growing up just with a single mother that is narcissistic. You're going to be out of your mind. You're not going to be right. You could probably go to all the therapy you want. This is what you were taught, and it's going to take something crazy for you to get out of that. She would probably have to leave and not see your mom anymore and have completely different people in her life, like normal people that are healthy, that don't have personality disorders. And then after years of this she might come out of it, but the odds of that are slim, because this girl herself would probably drive these normal people crazy, and they'd be like, I don't want this girl. Get her out of here. We can't deal with this. We can't do this. You know? So this is what happens, guys, when a young girl grows up with a narcissistic mother, a single one. And now what happens to this girl as she grows older? She starts to do and model exactly what her mother was. Exactly, to a T. She's going to talk to a whole bunch of different guys. She's going to future fake. She's going to do a whole bunch of shit. She's going to mess up a lot of guys that are young, that don't know the game yet. I was one of those guys growing up, didn't know shit, was just young, unexperienced, because everybody has no experience. At some point you're gonna gain experience, and that was me. I was young, didn't know anything about this shit, thought everything was cool, everything's perfect, but that's so far from the truth. And these girls are wreaking havoc on dudes. This girl also grew up being lied to by her mother, making it seem like her father was never there. She probably talked down on this dude. And guess what the girl's gonna do? She's going to grow up believing this. She's going to grow up doing exactly what her mother did to other guys. She's going to be with guys. She's going to talk to good guys with a lot of empathy. She's going to throw them under the bus, ruin them, and she's going to trash them behind their backs saying how they were horrible, but really they were the nicest guys in the world. But she's destroying these men because that's what her mother did. She's going to model that exact same behavior. And it's just a big fucking rotation. And this is how it works. I'm speaking nothing but facts here. This isn't my opinion. This is what happens. This is exactly what happens. Life is an interesting thing, isn't it? And she's going to continue to be single. She's going to keep it moving in life. She might get into a relationship. If she does, she's going to future fake. She's going to tell this guy everything he wants to hear. She's going to have this evil person inside of her that is just completely using this dude, sabotaging this dude, and she's going to get everything she can out of this guy and continue this. She's going to continue to just push every man to the edge, right? And this is how they go, and it's going to be like this for the rest of their lives. They know they have problems. They know they have issues, but they're not fixing them. They continue to do this. And it's a sin. But it's what happens. And it's some of the prettiest girls you'll see. Not all of them. There's still pretty girls out there that are perfectly fine. But it seems as if a lot of them are like that. You can even grow up with both your mother and father in your life, and if they're not giving you that attention you need when you're young, they could be like very wealthy people. They could be gone and all over the place, really not giving their daughter the attention she really needs to grow up, because they're so focused on their own lives and growing their own lives that they forgot to be there and do the small things with their own daughter. She can still grow up. I know people who grew up and they were given everything, and now they have the most problems because they were given everything. Now they gotta move out. Now they gotta be on their own. And now they gotta fend for themselves, and they're not getting everything they got when they were younger. So it messes them up. Loss of identity. They don't have their identity. They were just basically given everything, and they weren't taught nothing. That's trash. You can't just be given everything at a young age, money-wise, but you're not taught anything yourself. You know what I mean? If this happens to anybody, you basically have to start teaching yourself everything, because you had bad parenting. You grew up with your parent putting no effort into you. None at all. Because your parents themselves are self-absorbed and self-centered. They only see you as a byproduct. They only see you as to make them happy. They want to have a kid to make them happy. They don't want to have a kid to sacrifice for their own kid, and to do everything and to be there for their own kids and raise them right. They don't want to make those sacrifices. So they just do enough to keep their own kids alive and not really spend quality time with them, not spend time with them and teach them in the ways that they need to be taught, because they don't even know shit themselves, right? They're using you for happiness. And I'm going to do a whole other separate video on this, because I'm going to go deep in a topic on that as well. But I'm going to close this video here before I just keep getting off center. So understand, this is what happens to young females that grow up with single mothers that are narcissistic. it might not, like, a young girl could grow up with a single mother that isn't narcissistic. She'd be a lot better off, but at the same time, there's still going to be tiny holes in her life. Without having that masculine energy, she's still not going to be taught correctly how to treat a man, because her mother herself doesn't even have a man in her life right now for whatever reason, right? She's probably not going to teach her daughter right how to treat men, because she don't even know how to treat men herself. This is just the truth. A lot of the time, not every single time, not 100% of the time, but a lot of the times, single mothers are a red flag. Believe this or not. So, I'm going to get out of here now. I got a lot more videos on the come, a lot more good topics, interesting stuff. So, stay tuned, guys. Until next time, I'm out.